Skystead Ranch is a cozy creature collector where you explore and terraform your very own sky island and find all these cute and mystical creatures called skylets. This game will be released on Steam and Epic Games on the 17th of January, and it will be releasing on the Nintendo Switch at a later date. A huge shout out to Toasty Labs for giving me an early access to the game, making this video possible. They also sent me some extra game copies to give away, so be sure to click on the link down in the description to enter. Now let's talk about the things you can do in this game. Once you start, you will be taken to this planet with a barren land and lots of junk. There is no character customization, so we will all be playing as this colorful character. Using your magical tool called a crook, you will be able to use spells to terraform the land, destroy the junk, and build items, structures, and decorations. As you transform the wasteland into a more suitable environment, cute creatures called skylets will start to appear. Your goal is to find, tame, and research all of these skylets. Each skylet has a different personality and habitat preference, like how much barren land they tolerate, how many plants you need to have, how much grass you need to grow, etc. There are 3 levels of happiness for each skylet: sad, curious, and happy. When they first appear, the skylet will be sad and they will just stay at the corners of your land. You then have to pet it, give it some food, and satisfy their habitat preference to increase their heart level. Once you have increased enough of their heart level, they will become curious and start to roam within your land. To reach their maximum happiness level, you need to fulfill all of their habitat requirements. Some of them can be fussy, like this bottomtail who wants 0% cracked dirt. They will not be happy until every tile has been turned to land or grass. And yes, it counts this single tile over here. But once the max happiness is achieved, you will be rewarded by the skylet turning from gray to its true colors. Interacting with the skylets will earn you the in-game currency. You can use this to buy items from the shop, such as seeds, new spells, decoration blueprints, and island upgrades. The different seeds you plant will attract different kinds of skylets. Your tool will eventually have other options for terraforming, like turning grass into meadows or even adding a body of water. Then, as you upgrade the island, you will unlock other areas to transform, decorate, and meet new skylets. The main gameplay loop would be transforming the island to get skylets, taking care of those skylets to earn money, and using that money to upgrade the island even more. Eventually, the skylets will be more picky eaters and you would have to use elements of farming, fishing, and cooking to find the best food combinations for your skylet friends. Now let's go over what I like about the game and which areas I think could be improved on. The gameplay loop is relaxing and very chill. I can play the game mindlessly and I can play it sort of like an idle game, where I can just leave the game open while I do other things, and when I look back, my crops will be fully grown. Sometimes new skylets have appeared, and there's a lot of money laying on the ground given to me by the skylets that I have befriended. The skylets are cute, and seeing them change colors once they are fully happy is something I always look forward to. You will also have a camera later in the game that you can use to capture photos of the skylets. And the game will rate the photo from 1 star to 3 stars, which is adorable in my opinion. There is a voiceover with funny dialogues that sometimes trigger when I do something in the game too. However, I don't think you can skip any of these dialogues. Furthermore, I like the building and decorating possibilities in the game. You can terraform the land as you like and add decorations and small structures all around. There is also a sandbox option that lets you unlock everything right away if you just want to decorate and see all the skylets available in the game. Unfortunately, there are some areas in the game that I think could really use some improvement. Even though I like the possibilities that you can do when it comes to decorating, it can be difficult to actually do the act. In order to build an item, you need to enter build mode and press R to view all available items. It will only show a few items at a time and you have to use the scroll wheel or press Q and E to view the other items while still pressing R simultaneously. I also find the walking speed extremely slow when I'm using my crook. Then, if you don't like your original item placement, you need to use the destroy option, then hover over the item you need to destroy. Some circles will appear on top of the item, and the amount of times you need to use the crook corresponds to how many circles there are, so some items will need several clicks to destroy. Sometimes it's also tough to correctly point to an item you want destroyed if your items are placed close together. This makes decorating a bit tedious. When building upgrades on the island like bridges, there will be signs on the area with the corresponding material that you need to give. However, this can be confusing at first because there will also be these circles on top of the sign indicating how many times you need to donate those items. So here the sign says it needs 3 wood and 3 stone, but it has 3 circles at the top. This means that you actually need 9 wood and 9 stones in total to finish the structure completely. Overall, I think the controls are not intuitive and might need some tweaking. Sometimes when I want to interact with another item like the crops, my character pets a skylet instead. Then if I accidentally pick up an item while destroying things, I'm not able to get out of the tool menu until I let go of the item I picked up. Speaking of that, you have no proper inventory in this game. Your character can store money, wood, and stone, but for all others, you simply have to pick up the item, then use or throw it away. Then, I have encountered a couple of bugs while playing. Do note that I played the game before the release, and some of the bugs I've encountered have already been fixed while I'm editing this video. So hopefully, some more of these issues gets fixed on the game release. I am no longer going to talk about the bugs that seems to be fixed already, but I am still encountering these ones as of the making of this video. First, when you buy a crop from the shop, your character will be holding that item since you don't have an inventory for it. But if you buy again while holding that item, the game will allow you, which results to the current item you are holding to be thrown away. Then, when you give a skylet an item it loves, the game will usually have a prompt saying that you have found the skylet's favorite item. However, when you give a skylet an item that it hates, the same prompt will appear. As you can see, it says I have found the skylet's favorite, but it also says the skylet hates it. Both of these issues have been raised on the game's Discord server, so hopefully it will be fixed soon. Lastly, let's briefly look at the planned roadmap after the game's release. The tentative date for the Nintendo Switch launch is on March, and there are some seasonal updates like Easter, Beach Island, Spooky, and Winter Update. The developer seems to still be working on some key game aspects like day-night cycle, farming, voiceover, etc. But do note that these functions are already in the game and they might just be working on improving them. For example, the game has a day-night cycle, but currently there is no in-game clock, so that is possibly what they are working on. They also plan to add even more zones, biomes, and skylets in the future. Overall, this game can be a really chill and relaxing one if the bugs and issues gets fixed. Don't forget to join the giveaway if you want to have a chance to win a copy of this game for yourself. And if you like games like this, then check out this playlist for my in-depth reviews for similar games.